CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
We begin with a live look outside. Torrential downpours led to a wet afternoon. A flood advisory is in effect for South Florida. Let's get right to Next Weather. Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera tracking it all.
All right, Naja, yeah, stormy Monday to start things off here, and we continue raining heavily in some areas, and some pockets of 1 to 3 inches have already fallen. So absolutely the flood advisories continue, although where it has rained heavily across Miami-Dade, the bulk of the action now, as far as the heaviest rainfall, has now pushed to the east off the coast here. So we're doing much better, although this will continue for at least another hour or so. There's going to be some street flooding, so just keep that in mind if you're going to be traveling across this area of Miami-Dade. And then further to the north, we just have some flat rain right now. No lightning. This is just moderate showers as a result of what just passed through, which was a lot of rainfall. Now, where we haven't tapped into the atmosphere is up north. Look at this. Showers and heavy downpours here, frequent lightning. This is a strong thunderstorm right now, capable of producing wind gusts in excess of 40 miles an hour. That extends from Parkland through Margate. There you see frequent lightning, and all of this will continue pushing off towards the east. That's where we haven't tapped into the atmosphere. Where we have, temperatures have cooled off dramatically here. Look at the numbers. 73 in Homestead, rain cooled, 79 degrees in Miami, and even in Fort Lauderdale, 86 degrees. So we do have heat advisories that will continue through tomorrow until 7 p.m. But for now, obviously, the heating of the afternoon is pretty much done. And there you see rain tracker for the rest of the evening. Will continue to follow some additional showers here, but again, the heaviest of the rainfall has now pushed off towards the east and over the open waters. For Tuesday and Wednesday, kind of a similar setup that will have showers and storms, but a couple of interesting things here. The Saharan air that we talk about often this time of year is making a comeback. In fact, it arrives a little bit on Thursday and really will be pronounced Friday and heading into the weekend. That is not good, because that's going to set us up for very limited rain chances. And when you don't have rain this time of year, you know what's going to happen here. We're looking at soaring temperatures into the mid and into the upper 90s as we continue with heavy showers and storms. Let me go back here, actually. So we're just getting a little pop up there. I want to see where this severe storm is, and there it is, that storm that I was just talking about there through Margate. Now a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued by the National Weather Service there. That means that the winds I talked about before are now the storm capable of producing 55 to 60 plus mile an hour winds. So a dangerous storm now underway across Broward County. We'll keep you posted on that. It is moving rather slowly, I must say, to the east at around 10 miles an hour. So places like Pompano Beach, you're on the cusp of it. You hear the thunder and the lightning continuing to move in. It'll be a busy afternoon and a busy next few days before we do shut rain chances down heading into the latter part of the week and heading into the upcoming weekend. Look at these numbers here. As far as rain chances, plummeting to about 30%. That may be generous to the weekend. You see what that does to the temperatures back into the mid-90s.
All right, Ivan, thank you. From coast to coast, millions of Americans are under some threat of extreme weather. Eastern part of the country is trying to dry out from relentless rain. This while millions of people out west are dealing with triple-digit temperatures. CBS News Miami's Astrid Martinez has more from New York.
Tourists in California's Death Valley snap photos in the desert and next to a thermometer that climbs even higher into the triple digits.
We're getting lots of visitors who want to feel what it feels like to live in such an extreme place.
Millions of Americans are finding out firsthand, with excessive heat blanketing 14 states from the west coast of Florida. Miami issued its first ever excessive heat warning, and Phoenix, Arizona has clocked 17 consecutive days of 110 degrees or more, working on day 18 to tie a 1974 record.
The heat feels like when you preheat the oven and you open it up to stick the food in.
California is also battling flames, with CAL FIRE warning a single spark could ignite another wildfire there.
New York State has issued an air quality health advisory for the city and some surrounding counties through midnight, warning of elevated levels of pollutants. Officials recommend people here limit strenuous activity outdoors.
Other parts of the Northeast are underwater. Flash flooding in Pennsylvania has claimed at least 5 lives over the weekend. And today, officials in Bucks County tripled their resources to find 2 children still missing.
We ask everyone to keep the families in their thoughts and prayers during this extremely difficult time.
More rain is in the forecast for parts of the Northeast on Tuesday, while the heat dome expands from coast to coast. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
And if all that wasn't enough, a tropical storm is also headed towards Hawaii's Big Island. Drivers beware. Florida Highway Patrol is cracking down on speeding drivers. The agency announced Operation Slowdown. It's a joint effort between local law enforcement agencies and FHP. It will be a week-long speed enforcement campaign. It's aimed at making sure drivers slow down and decrease the amount of wrecks.
Over the past few years, we have seen a troubling trend in speeding and aggressive driving, particularly here in South Florida, especially drivers exceeding the speed limit at more than 100 miles per hour.
Operation Slowdown begins today. It ends Friday. Things are heating up on the campaign trail. Republican presidential candidates took shots at each other over the weekend as the race heats up. What they had to say right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. It was a busy weekend for Republican presidential candidates. They crisscrossed the country. They're taking shots at each other as the 2024 race heats up. Kristen Holmes reports for CBS News Miami.
The 2024 Republican primary is in full swing as presidential hopefuls hit the campaign trail.
As commander-in-chief on day one, we rip out the political agenda out of the military.
And the airwaves this weekend.
You're leading people by 50 and 60 points, and you say, why would you be doing a debate?
He should show up at the debates and defend his record.
Some candidates speaking to young conservatives at the Turning Point Action Conference in Florida.
I'm not running against anybody in this race. I am running for our country.
And yes, I'm running for President of the United States.
Including former President Donald Trump, the GOP frontrunner, who took aim at top rival Ron DeSantis, who skipped the home state event.
I don't know why he's not here this couple of days, but he should be here. He should be here representing himself.
The Florida governor spent the weekend campaigning in Iowa and Tennessee, where he jabbed at President Joe Biden.
My wife and I were in Iowa earlier today, and so this is the second state on our agenda. Biden, I think, has been in 2 states too today. Confusion and disorientation.
The money race also coming into focus as candidates filed their latest campaign finance reports. DeSantis' report showing his campaign burning through cash at a rapid rate, raising $20 million, but already spending nearly $8 million, including $1 million each on travel and payroll, and another $800,000 on digital fundraising consulting. DeSantis contrasting his haul with Trump's.
And we raised more money than Donald Trump did into his campaign, who, of course, was the former president.
The former president's report showing his campaign raised $17.7 million in the second quarter, leaving it with $22.5 million cash on hand at the end of June. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott just behind him with $21.1 million after raising nearly $6 million over the last 3 months. After announcing his White House bid last month, former Vice President Mike Pence getting off to a slow start, bringing in less than $1.2 million, placing him near the back of the pack.
Influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate are appealing a court's decision. It's to keep them under house arrest in Romania. The brothers are facing charges of human trafficking and rape. They are also suing one of their alleged American victims. A decision has not yet been made on their appeal. Electric cars and trucks are better for the environment, but they're sometimes riskier to other drivers on the road. That's because their heavy batteries can lead to severe crashes. Here's CBS News Miami's Chris Van Cleve.
Crash tests show electric vehicles hold up well in a collision. Their batteries make the cars heavier, offering better protection to passengers inside. But that extra weight, hundreds to even thousands of pounds, comes with some risk.
I think it does present significant challenges for safety.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy.
If you think about an impact in a crash with a lighter vehicle, with a pedestrian, it's going to have a much different outcome than we've seen in the past. Terribly tragic.
This crash test shows a sedan being hit by an SUV weighing nearly 1,000 pounds more. The car suffers noticeably more damage.
It's simple laws of physics.
Raul Arbelais from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
The crash for the other vehicle, when you are heavier, is going to be more severe.
GMC's Hummer EV can go 0 to 60 in roughly 3 seconds while weighing more than 9,000 pounds. Its battery alone is nearly 3,000 pounds, about the same as a Toyota Corolla. The electric F-150 is up to 2,500 pounds heavier than its gas-powered sibling. And Rivian's pickup comes in around 7,100 pounds, while the average vehicle on the road today weighs closer to 4,300.
A 7,000-pound vehicle hitting a 4,000-pound SUV, the impact on that smaller vehicle is going to be quite significant. It is going to be a more severe crash with more intrusion and higher levels of injury.
A 2011 study found a 1,000-pound difference results in a 47% increase in the likelihood a crash turns deadly. In a statement, the trade group representing the auto industry says safety is a top priority, adding automakers continue to test, develop, and integrate breakthrough safety technologies like automatic emergency braking that help save lives and prevent injuries. Technology already common in EVs. Federal regulators are now moving to require collision avoidance systems in all new vehicles, gas or electric. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Ruckersville, Virginia.
Lottery fever is going strong this afternoon. It is National Lottery Day, and what a better way to celebrate with not one, but two major jackpots up for grabs. No one won Saturday night's massive $875 million Powerball jackpot. Tonight will be your next big chance. The jackpot is worth an estimated $900 million, and you can watch it right here on CBS News Miami at 11. The Mega Millions jackpot is at $640 million. The next drawing will be tomorrow night, and you can watch it live right here on CBS News Miami right before the news at 11. That's your Quickcast. I'm Nasha Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.